Hey there, welcome to LSAT Demon Daily. I'm Nathan Fox, one of the founders of lsatdemon.com and the weekly podcast Thinking LSAT. With me today is Josh Mansfield, a teacher with the Demon. We have an email here from Lily, who is asking about older practice test score accuracy.
Hi, LSAT Demon team. I've been using the Demon for around 9 months and love the platform. I also listen to both podcasts. I've recently upgraded from basic to premium, which includes 22 additional tests from earlier years.
I'll just interrupt right there. She's talking
Yep.
about our old plans. We don't have those plans anymore. Now every Demon plan has all of the tests. So her
Yep.
question is about, I think, these older tests.
Correct. And now it is essential instead of like basic and premium aren't there. So essential is that service, and that gives you access to all of those.
Yep.
I was curious if you believe that these earlier tests, for example, test 12, provide an accurate idea of what my score would be on the current LSAT.
Yes.
I know they're good for practicing, learning, and improving. However, I'm concerned that I may get a false idea of how well I'm doing in terms of scoring because I've heard they may have different and possibly easier or simpler question styles.
100% myth. This is just a total crock of shit. There are people out there on YouTube who are popping off about how the test is different or the test is harder. I don't see it. I've been doing this for coming up on 20 years now. The old questions are exactly like the new questions. Sure, maybe some of the question stems subtly change over time, but if you do enough practice, you realize that it's always just like very insignificant reskins
Yes.
of the same basic idea. I think that that's one of the big benefits of doing it the Demon way is that you learn, hey, if they're going to give me an argument and the argument's going to be bogus and the question's going to be basically asking why is the argument bogus?
Mm-hmm.
Or they're going to give me a set of facts. Those facts are going to connect to each other in ways that will prompt me to ask questions or prompt me to realize, oh, if that's true and that's true, then this other thing has to be true. And then they're going to ask me a question where the correct answer is going to be that other thing that has to be true. On the reading comprehension, they're going to give you a long, arcane topic, some 17th century poetry or something that you don't care about. But then the questions are going to be basically just what did it say in the passage? So those big picture things have not changed since practice test 1 or whatever. And I do really wish that like the prognosticators and YouTube personalities would stop with the clickbait that's just oriented to, it's like scare tactics,
Yes.
Oh, make sure you're prepared for this new type of LSAT question. There is no new
It's marketing.
It is. It's
Yeah.
clickbait. And all you need to do is read carefully, apply common sense logic. And yes, those old practice tests should predict within, some range. There's always going to be variance.
Yep.
But your practice tests will predict your future performance pretty accurately.
Maybe I'm reading a little bit too much in this email, but she says, I know they're good for practicing, learning, and improving as if this is like a side goal, right? Like, oh yeah, I know that they can help with that, but does it really accurately give me my score? And to that, Lily, I say, you care about the wrong thing. Yes, you need to know if you're ready before you sign up for an official test, but that is the only value that comes out of having practice test scores. You're not setting your. I ask students all the time. I asked a student the other night. He's like, I don't get through as many questions drilling as I wish I did, and I ask him. I know. I ask them to that question and to these kind of questions. What schools are you sending your practice test scores into?
Yeah.
And they look at me. They're like, "Oh, none." And I'm like, "Great. Then I don't care what the number is at the end, right? Yeah. I care about the practicing and the learning and the improving that happens while you're taking that test. That is the primary goal. The score is just a tertiary thing that comes at the end."
Kind of tangential, but it's also related. you're not sending your analytics
Nope.
to the schools. We just launched smart analytics at lsatdemon. While we were changing our plans, we also like added a bunch of new features because students requested them. But people focus on their analytics so much, and it actually interferes with the thing that really matters, which is just understanding. People they look at their analytics and they decide that they have a deficiency. Oh, what's my worst question type? Oh, my worst question type is strengthen. Okay. And then they go do 1,000 strengthen questions in a row, and they don't make any progress at all because they did so much volume that they didn't actually just learn the lessons that could have been learned from one of those questions.
Yep.
So I really want people to focus on the thing that matters, which is just the one question that's in front of you right now. If you missed that question, and yeah, I don't care if it's from prep test 159 or if it's from prep test 12, that question you missed is the most important thing you can do with the rest of your study day, is to just learn, well, wait a minute. Did I misread the passage or the question or the right answer I picked or the wrong answer I picked or the right answer I didn't pick? Or did I misread 2 or 3 or 4 of those things at once? Because I guarantee that like the actual meaning of the words is such that there's only one answer. The wrong answers are wrong. The right answer is right, based only on what it says on the page. So you don't need to like, oh, I'm going to spend forever like doing a bunch of analysis. People ask us like, hey, could we export our data so that we could put it into a spreadsheet so that we could do like statistical regressions? And it's like, well, why do you want to waste your time?
Right.
Why do you want to improve? I mean, the way to improve is not that. The way to improve is to like face the fact that you chose a wrong answer here, while also neglecting to pick the right answer here on this question. And if you would just go deeper into your study and just get that click, all your other problems would go away.
That's all I've got for Lily. I hope that helps Lily focus on the right thing, and I think you will be you'll enjoy your studying more and you'll do better.
And like get off of clickbait,
yeah,
YouTube or Reddit or whatever it is. Like don't buy when if teachers are trying to tell you that the LSAT's hard or that the LSAT's scary
or different
or weird or whatever, well then maybe get a different LSAT teacher, because they're trying to teach you to understand the test in a way that makes it harder. And we're trying to get you to understand the test in the way that shows you how it's actually easier.
Yep.
Thank you, Lily. Email daily@lsatdemon.com if you would like to ask us a question or share some LSAT or law school admissions news. Thanks for listening.